Hi, today we're going to be talking about computer networking and the different technologies used to connect to the internet. First of all, we need to know what is computer networking. So, a computer network is a group of computer systems and other computing hardware devices that are linked together through communication channels to facilitate communication and resource sharing among a wide range of users. Networks are commonly categorized based on their characteristics. There are many types of networks, and some of them include the local area networks, the personal area networks, the home area networks, the wide area networks, the campus networks, the metropolitan area networks, the enterprise private networks, internetworks, backbone networks, global area networks, and the internet. The most famous or popular ones are the local area networks, the wide area networks, and the metropolitan area networks. And the one that people use the most is the internet. So, we want to know what are the different types of internet connections, but first we should know what is internet connection. Well, internet connection is basically sharing the use of a device with internet access, such as a 3G cellular service, broadband via Ethernet, or other internet gateway as an access point for other devices. Now we're going to talk about what are the different types of internet access, and we're going to explain them. So first we have the dial-up. This is where it all started. You would take your home or office phone handset and put it into a cradle called a modulator or a demodulator, however you want to call it, or a modem as we know them today. The modem took digital signals from your computer and turned them into audible sounds that would get transmitted through the mouthpiece of a headset. Off the signal would go over ordinary telephone wires to the computer that was acting as your internet service provider. The signal coming back from the internet would be played into the earpiece of the phone, and the modem would translate that audible signal into a digital signal that the computer could work with. This is pretty much how it all works and the process it takes. Well, that is the essence of how all internet communications go between your computer and wherever on the internet you're communicating with. What's changed is the medium which these signals travel through and the signal itself. But then pretty much the rest has stayed the same. With the dial-up modem, the signal was analog, and the medium was the phone line made of a pair of copper wires. This was the tin and can string of the information superhighway, but it was the best and only method there was for a long time. The tin and can string is actually nowadays known as a game for little kids, but it was a real thing and it was really useful at the time. Well, now we have the DSL telephone line. DSL is an abbreviation for a digital subscriber line. The phone companies developed a way to send a second signal down the phone lines, and they did this by sending it at a higher frequency. It's a pretty complex method, but if you're trying to explain it to someone, it's not that complicated. You can basically send voice and data at the same time through a wire or something, and at the other side of the wire, or even a pipe, there will be a computer or another technological device receiving the information. Well, now let's move on to the cables. Well, when internet access made the jump from dial-up, cable was the first new medium to be used. The cable used is the same as the cable that you may have for cable TV. One of those round cables with a solid copper wire core inside of a thick plastic-like insulator. Around the insulator, there is usually a foil shield with a braided aluminum jacket around that. All of that is inside the outer plastic jacket of the cable. Well, the beauty of the cable was that many homes already had it, and coaxial cable had been used for decades to send multiple signals. So why not add it to the internet? And they did. Finally, we have the fiber optic. The technologies that we've talked about so far use electricity and copper wires to transmit the signal. Then along comes the fiber optics. In its simplest terms, the signal is light and the medium is a special type of flexible glass or clear plastic cable. Glass allows light to travel quite well. So that's it. Now you know what are the different technologies used to connect to the internet and what are computer networks.